No, he always knew this was going to happen. Remember, Julian Assange, as far as I know, Julian Assange hacked into the Pentagon at the age of 17. You've got to remember, England is still a very sexually puritanic society, even now. We like to think of ourselves as very
who we actually really are.
It's part of the legacy of the Industrial Revolution. Along with that came a much more puritanical view of gender and sexuality.
Can I ask you a question? Getting back to Julian Assange, this famous tape, right? This whatever it was.
Collateral murder.
Yeah, that. I mean, can you honestly think that you could show the murders of the American army and not expect any
No, he always knew this was going to happen. Remember, Julian Assange, as far as I know, Julian Assange hacked into the Pentagon at the age of 17 or something. He always knew that.
Killing all the innocent people. Was that Afghanistan?
It was Iraq.
Was it Iraq?
It was Iraq.
For me, that was.
No, I think he always knew that was what was going to happen. He always knew that.
There's a chance of retaliation, right?
Yeah, but we wouldn't have known about that only for Julian Assange.
Yeah, of course. I think Julian Assange is not naive.
To see that play out on the screen of American government soldiers killing all these innocent people on the line.
Very good. Another honest journalist.
Thank you. This is the man.
This is another Julian Morrow.
This is Julian Morrow.
Check out his YouTube channel. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's the channel. We put it in with no space. Got an interview with
You never answered my question.
If you disagree,
No, I've answered your question. I think Julian Assange is more than able to make an accurate estimate of how the British state and the American state work. Why do you think he very quickly went to the Ecuadorian embassy?
I'm trying to talk to him, sorry.
What's the first one offered?
Say it again.
That's what I just said. Why do you think he very quickly went to the Ecuadorian embassy when he knew they were after him? He knew what would happen to him if he got captured by the British state. He'd be extradited onwards to Switzerland, to Sweden, and then America.
End game there, like he goes into the Ecuadorian embassy and then
I don't know.
well, that's exactly I think he didn't
Stay alive.
Think it through.
Stay alive, maybe. That's his end game. A lot of people who are in a dangerous line of work, such as being
My question is
publishers.
clever to do
Staying
that?
alive is a difficult enough thing in itself.
I mean,
He's kind of focused on that.
smart man. What?
It may not be clever, it may be not.
Like in the film position.
The information that Julian Assange released has done anything to better our society.
I think the information that Julian Assange has published has done a lot to help people understand how the world really works. I find that my knowledge of how the Middle East situation works, how the American empire functions around the world, has massively improved since Julian Assange has released his files. What's more, there are some social scientists and historians who now reckon that the WikiLeaks publications since in the early 2010s were a big reason for the Arab Spring getting set off. Revelations about the corruption in those governments. Do you know there was a revelation in the corruption of the Facebook as well. Revelations about the corruption in the Kenyan government actually was what swung the election and made the other party win. So Julian Assange is not just a journalist, he's actually actively shaping history in a way very few people can. He's actively shaping the outcome of elections.
He brought out the truth, and we should always know the truth.
You know the truth. But now the thing is, you can reveal the truth about Arab countries and about Kenya. These countries don't matter, to be honest. But when you start to reveal the truth about Western war crimes, that's a problem. Then they'll come down on you like a ton of bricks. That's the message here. All the liberals were giving Julian Assange. There's a TED talk on YouTube of liberal. There's a liberal, Chris. It's the guy who founded TED Talks, Chris. What's his name? Giving. This is about as mainstream as it fucking gets. TED Talks, right? These are the most comfortable liberal middle class people on this show. These are not anti-capitalist revolutionaries, right? They are on that show to hear someone like Julian Assange talk about Kenya. They are giving him more than happy to give him a hearing when he's revealing crimes of the Kenyan government. It's when he starts revealing Western war crimes, such as the collateral murder video, such as Hillary Clinton's collaboration with the ISIS funding states of Qatar and Saudi Arabia, the Snowden files about Russia and America as well, incredibly important documents, the Afghanistan files as well, all of these files. I mean, I read one of WikiLeaks' books where they gave some analysis of some of the files they released. And I found out my home country of South Africa has been meddled in for years by America. You had a split in the ANC between the more militant wing, who was standing up for the rights of squatters and non-black ethnic minorities in South Africa. People like Winnie Mandela, And then you had Thabo Mbeki, who was an anti-intellectual slob, basically. Had no time for this. More on the right wing of the ANC. America actively chose to support Thabo Mbeki and give him advice and support on how to win. And look who won.
Yeah, and they're always saying
Winnie Mandela didn't do much to help us, but it was a decisive thing in this situation. Got to look that's thanks to WikiLeaks. I understand my own country better. I understand now why the ANC has abandoned its long intellectual traditions, like of producing very valuable ideas, for not just South Africa but the whole continent. That's been abandoned now, thanks to people like Thabo Mbeki.
They're the ones who are fucking meddling the Americans.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
They're saying.
That's what I just said, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying they're always accusing.
There's an Extinction Rebellion activist right over there. He's walking away now.
Venezuela right now.
Venezuela is another case. Point. It's fair game. If it doesn't have nuclear weapons, and if it has lots of resources, it's fair game. Oh yeah, and if it has any slight sympathy for China or Russia. So I'll just say something about Extinction Rebellion. You've got to join the dots between all these issues. The reasons why climate change is occurring are the same reasons why Julian Assange is being persecuted. When you have massive amounts of power concentrated in the hands of a few individuals at the top of society, be they in the Bilderberg Group, Parliament, the White House, even wealthy individuals like Bill Gates and people like that, we have power concentrated in the hands of these 10,000 or so super citizens. You're going to naturally get a social system geared to favour them.